but it was poorly done. And when we sat for our committee meeting, we resolved in our committee, we said this collection should be done by the central. And when the chance was being given to the central, the collection was perfectly done. And they did a very good job. We appreciated it. So I want to concur with my colleague, the one who said the work should be balanced. The city and the central also should be worked. Thank you, Madam Speaker. I thank you. Rest my voice.
You pass to the next member. Yes, Female Youth.
Honorable Speaker, protocol be observed. Allow me to quote from late Dr. Shuba Okadibo. Am I granted the permission to quote?
Yeah, if you have done research.
Thank you, Madam Honorable Speaker. It's really evident here at my hand that words of wisdom. If you are emotionally attached to your tribe, religion, or political leaning to the point that the truth and justice become secondary considerations, your education is useless, your exposure is useless. If you cannot reason beyond petty sentiment, you are liability to mankind. Why I quoted this is because, Madam Honorable Speaker, the issue of taxi park, it's really a liability to mankind with these three key issues I've mentioned: the religion, the tribe, and the political leaning. Why have I quoted this? One, I would like to, through you, Madam Honorable Speaker, allow me to thank the newly town clerk of Central Division in a very special way. Reason being,
honorable members, can we appreciate, because this is a new energy to us as a city.
yes, reason being,
My foot is stamping.
thank you, Madam Honorable Speaker, for the first time I'm being applauded. Reason being that the town clerk of Central Division, with very good and new energy, we have been losing revenue in the taxi park. As I quoted this, the truth should be told. We are in the council. Council business, anything can be said. In the taxi park, we have been losing a lot of revenue just because of the ignorance of the newly created city. And my colleague said, when Central Division came in with the new energy of the town clerk, we realized a big sum of collection of revenue in a quarter, not even a financial year, not even half of what we used to collect in a financial year. That credit goes to the Central Division town clerk. Madam Honorable Speaker, with all the recommendations that the committee has come with, and members have spoken, you have also alluded, the investigation committee should be headed by the RCC. We really trust in this new RCC of ours. I trust him that this investigation should right kick, because there are so many things that should be rubbed off from the new tax park, the taxi park itself. So with the help of the RCC, we know that we are going to realize the city is going to get to its peak as the Arua city, not now as municipality. So with the effect of this, I would say that from section 25, the Central Division to enforce the guidelines for operation of the facility and management. I'll concur with that recommendation that with this revenue mobilization that has increased due to the Central Division effort, the Central Division should take the management itself. Then secondly, in section 19 part A, section 19 subsection 5 part A, we should also read that. I know many of us have the act. Sensitization has already kicked off with our vibrant legal officer in the city. Central Division should identify a proper service provider for maintenance, cleanliness, and garbage management in the facility. Madam Honorable Speaker, in some of these recommendations, it was stated that the toilets in taxi park have been used as a storage facility. When you look at section 23, when you look at section 23, general cleanliness, it's there in the act. When a toilet is turned to be a store, where do you expect members or occupants of that very taxi park to go and eat themselves from? So, Madam Honorable Speaker, with this investigation committee, they are not only going to investigate the revenue mobilization, but they should investigate each and every facility in the tax park. If these toilets are found to be as a storage facility, those people who are keeping their goods should cease to keep the goods from the toilets. Madam Honorable Speaker, lastly, finally, from the MOU, the old tenants, observations were made of subletting, but the subletting issue has been beyond. That is what we have been debating here. Madam Honorable Speaker, my resolution on subletting is that, my recommendation on subletting is that, with all these numbers of owners, the taxi owners, they call themselves owners, subletting to members in a higher fees, I would say that this issue of subletting is there in the Act 21, Section 8, subsection 8 and 9. It's clearly stated in the Act. 10% of what the council has resolved to be paid should be maintained. Because when you see that some of these tenants are subletting, I'm finalizing, they are subletting these places on a higher rate. The 10% should stand. The 10% of what the council has resolved to be paid. Thank you, Madam Honorable Speaker. I beg to speak.
Thank you so much. Where you are giving an assignment to Central Division on sweeping the city, the Central Business District. That is absolutely their role. They are supposed to keep the city very clean. That role we cannot say must be, executed by any other entity. But giving them an additional role of ensuring the issue of, keeping the market clean. That is the role of the market master. To ensure that there's cleanness, there is very good hygiene in the market. I think the roles are different. So we look forward to you technical staff doing your due, diligence role. You don't step on each other's, foot. Next, it was following this road or the other persons.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Though youth has already mentioned what I wanted to say.
Now you say something.
Yes.
You want to add?
Yes. What I want to add is the bulletin, this 6th bulletin of number 1, that under the new MOU, there should be a provision to limit or discourage multiple allocation of facilities to one tenant. Madam Speaker, these are the things which are bringing problems to Arua City. You may see one tenant having 2. So if the committee has come up
with the provision, with the resolution that one tenant should have only one shop or lock-up shop, I think that one will help us. And secondly, the new MOU be signed by the accounting officer as the principal signatory and witnessed by the division council.
No, there's now an amendment. We shall have a committee constituted.
Okay, thank you.
So don't rely on that.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Your time is also up.
I just still want to appreciate the new town clerk of St.
So you said
for what he has done. We have really appreciated and we have known what they have done in this city. Let them continue. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you so much. To the chairperson, finance.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, for giving me the opportunity. I first of all want to thank you for putting it clear that the Clerk Council needs to bring out the issue of the spaces for persons with disability.
Exactly.
So that we follow this for the implementation. However, I had my disappointment in the committee that did this work on the taxi park, because they were very silent about the facilities for persons with disability. That is where my disappointment was. However, I want to rally my support behind the past speaker on this particular item. That whereas we have the Market Act that came in force on the 31st of this, but the taxi park completion was done in 2018. It had guidelines and also an act that guided the then allocation committee in doing their due diligence. So in line with this, I would really think it is not going to be very proper for this council to pronounce herself over this, the tenant, the new tenant, the subletates and the tenant, the council tenants, on who to be given the agreement, the MOU. My prayer is that the forthcoming committee do their due diligence, the nitty-gritties, to ensure the small issues that are within the two councils get sorted. Then the issue between the landlord, the council, and the tenant be resolved, and then we will come back here to agree that the MOU be given to the right person. With this, I beg to submit, Madam Speaker.
Thank you. I'm back. Whoever is speaking, I'm giving you only 1 minute. I don't know.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. On behalf of that, because indeed we are time bad. The people like me and the other persons who are sick. I was rising to say, much has been deliberated by the people who spoke first. We are all behind that. Mine is only to say, yes, the committee is going to be appointed. Let us allow these people to do their work. In most cases, there are some people who claim to know more than the actual people who are supposed to do the work. Me and you, who is in the category to desist, so that the people like our new town clerk of Central Division, who are doing good work, perform to the expectation. Thank you, Madam Speaker. I beg to you.
Thank you so much. Can I have the move of the motion? Madam Speaker, I want to thank you once more for bringing out the issue of the challenges of the taxi park to be discussed in this August House. Madam Speaker, I also want to thank the honorable members for their deliberations on the issue of the confusion in the taxi park. Madam Honorable Speaker, I want to appreciate our division town clerk, who has been appreciated several times, and I want to add my voice on what others have commented, that we appreciate as a city the energy for which he has started his work. We pray other lizards should follow suit. Madam Honorable Speaker, the members have already given their views and recommendations as per the recommendations according to the select committee, which was supposed to delve into the issue of the challenges for the taxi park. Madam Speaker, while I concur with my fellow honorable councillors, I want to say this. One, the concern here should remain the payment of taxes. We are losing a lot of revenue because of the unclear allocation and the sitting tenants, and vis-a-vis the lack of monitoring their performance. Madam Speaker, tenants who have decided to trade as landlords, and yet these taxi parks were built for the poor to come in to do business, and yet for them, they want to earn from the innocent vendors, the business people, without considering the much they are earning from them, and yet maybe by paying the rent and then paying to them highly, also the taxes, it has been a challenge. Madam Speaker, as our members have said, there's a need to look critically into the issue of the MOUs, which were issued right from 1993. Maybe some of those people are not there. If the right people who obtained the MOUs for the first time as the market opened are not there, Madam Speaker, there is need to review for a new tenant to take over this kind of places.
Your worship, you have moved a muscle.
Yeah, Madam Speaker.
Things said captured.
Yeah, they will
be recaptured.
Yeah, Madam Speaker, I'm also adding highlights. I know these issues which have been said. It's good to strengthen this point.
No, because they said exactly, they actually supported your motion.
Yeah, Madam Speaker, I'm very grateful they supported this motion. Maybe in the interest of time, I've already said I concur with them. Madam Speaker, I want to say, let us take the decisions of the honorable councillors vis-a-vis. I know there are some issues which have not been deliberated on here, and we need to say, I need to say on behalf of this council that these issues, when they come up, we need to handle them according to the Market Act. Madam Honorable Speaker,
they have all said this in their submission. Can you move a motion so
Madam
that
Speaker,
we now don't
I'm going to move
your worship? I am tired. You know, I'm also one person who got seated since morning. Some of
Madam Honorable Speaker,
yes,
you gave us today for this council. You didn't give us when this council is going
to end. Madam Speaker, I want to now conclude by saying I beg now to move a motion that the recommendations of the report of the review committee vis-a-vis the decisions of the honorable councillors on the review committee report on the taxi park on the challenges be adopted by this council. I submit. Madam Honorable Speaker, you beg to move. I beg to move. It's the same as I submit. No? These are different things. Go to the dictionary. These are different things. Honorable members, is that motion seconded?
Yes.
Unanimously. It is being unanimously seconded. Therefore, I put a question that the council resolution to adopt the recommendation of the report of the review committee on the tax pack challenges be adopted with amendment. With amendments, those in favor say aye, contrary say nay. Aye. I serve it. Honorable members, you know, we are being blessed with a new RCC, and he's here. I want to give him opportunity. I am going to be very strict like I was strict with you, with due respect to you. Of course, me, I am more tired than you, because I kept speaking throughout. I want him to have a word, 2 minutes, then the town clerk. We have them here. You also time them on my behalf. Yes, I know, because Mayor, I see you are eating. If I give you 1 minute. Yes.
Thank you very much for the working out. The eating you're talking about is because we are trying to suggest that let the RCC be.
He is the last person to speak.
The last person, so that
I was trying to make councillors to appreciate, because you are here with them all the time, you know.
Yes.
Proceed.
When you have an opportunity to share with your mother, this is how it flows. But I want to say that my name is Ramalo Nabutia, I am the mayor of Gifon. When we come to attend city council, our interests are three. Number one, we come to learn, because it's the higher government of our city council. Number two, we come to take information, what this council decides for implementation down. Number three, we also come if we have an interest that this council should approve certain things that are received by our council. This is the reason why we're here. Therefore, if there was anybody who thought we were here by mistake, this needed to be clear. Madam Speaker, I want to congratulate you and the council upon the competence with which you deliberate on matters like I've seen today.
Members, good staff.
I want to
Appreciating you.
I want to thank God that a moment like this is being witnessed in the Council of Arua. Madam Speaker, I have only short 3 statements to make. Number one, this country last made Market Act in 1942. You can count how many governments were these. So one thing we have learned in this conflict of Arua City Market is that the government was informed to come up with Market Act. To me, this is a benefit out of the saga that we had here. Notwithstanding the regrets that we had along the way. So this, therefore, is informing us as a country that the Uganda Law Reform Commission should be doing its work from time to time, so that we don't have gaps in the legal framework where citizens confuse themselves, yet these are the same people. Having said that, Madam Speaker, you could have realized much as we were impatient to have the minister back here, but in the absence of the legal framework, the minister could not come. Number two, Madam Speaker, the Ghanaians say a child can play with the mother's breast, but the child cannot attempt the father's something. What am I saying? In the report of the RCC's investigation committee, there were mistakes made by the staff of Ministry of Local Government. One of them was the ministry staff that were assigned to make sure this exercise is concluded, left even before the exercise was concluded. But we could not deliberate it here because the ministry is our father. This is just what I was trying to mean. Now, my appeal through the RCC is that next time such a project is undertaken within the city here, let us join hands and make sure all the stakeholders assigned by government must conclude their areas of responsibility. Number three, Madam Speaker, I want us as elected leaders to give credit where it's due. For example, the report that came out of issues to do with the taxi park was led by the senior legal officer. Madam Speaker, this senior legal officer is the staff that legally guides this council through the city clerk. So when he chairs a committee and the committee comes with a report, one of the things I noted in the report, in the absence of the Market Act, the legal officer was able to guide the committee that if someone was given a stall by the council, therefore, legally, this person was actually the original tenant because the landlord is the council herself. But in case the person feels, for reasons A, B, C, D, I cannot continue to conduct business here, maybe my capital is down. Maybe I have an opportunity to do work abroad. For years 1, 2, 3, I may not be. So instead of leaving this place in confusion, somebody should take over from me, except council should be the no. So the legal officer was able to insert in that report the Tenant and Landlord Act of 2022, where if that is to happen, it must happen with knowledge of the landlord, and also the charge must not exceed 10% of council's charge. So, in my view, this was not a report to joke with, because it was legally informed. Finally, Honorable Speaker, I want to implore you as the custodian of rules, and I want to say law for councils, 3 councils in the city. You know, I don't need to remind you, as you're aware, it's also your role to induct our councils. So I wanted Arua City Council to avoid further occurrences of confusion of collecting revenue, to clearly pronounce yourself. Are you legally supposed to collect local revenue? If it is there, which section of the law says you are supposed to collect it?
No.
If it is not there, why should there be a conflict when divisions are collected? After all, the monies are collected in the same account. The city town clerk is the principal signatory. Co-signatories are the accounting officers in the divisions. Why should there be a conflict here? If somebody does not have an interest to do something outside the law, why should there be a conflict? I am grateful. I don't have to market with confusion in life. It is the reason why I am making careful statements. And when these things are happening, as I division we are learning, we pray that the next market that's going to be built in life should be free of confusions like this, because we have now learned enough and the act is there. Having said this, as Chairman Security of Waibu Division, our security situation overall is okay, but the petty gangs, criminal gangs, are turning this city to be a volatile place. Communities have now taken law into their hands. A number of these people have been killed, though not allowed by law, though not allowed by us, the leaders. And finally, for RCC, I want to thank you for the few weeks you have been here. You have taken over rightly from Mama Alice Akelo, who is leaving for another space. This investigation of the market was spearheaded by her. But you can see now here you are supposed to take the credit because the office has remained in you. Now, what do I say?
Finally, now.
Members, towards Christmas and festival season, normally a lot of criminal activities take place. My advice is, let us inform communities. If people are to leave their homesteads to go and look for survival, let them leave behind a member or two so that they look after what is being left behind. Madam Speaker, you gave me 1 minute. I have precisely used only 1 minute. I want to thank you for listening.
Now I want to invite our RSC, our town clerk. Town clerk. Yes, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and the August House. Let the protocol be observed. My name is Arua Emmanuel, representing the office of the City Clerk, Arua City. I just wanted to make a few comments. And I want to make some of the discussions that have been made here. Number one, I want to start on the issue of the relationship between City Council. You go to communities, and there are two types of local governments. The higher local government, which is the City Council, and the lower local government, which is the divisions. In any way, these two local governments cannot have the same powers. The higher local government has some mandates which cannot be performed by the lower local council. There are decisions that can only be taken by the higher local government, and the lower local governments only recommend. So, if there's been any issue of relationship in terms of who is more powerful than the other, I think that should end.
Yeah.
Because the law is very clear on this. These two councils are not at the same level.
Yes.
In any case, the accounting officer of the city is the town clerk of the city, not the division town clerk. That's what I want to make it very clear. In any way, there is no way the town clerk of the division is going to report to the ministry. When there's an issue in Arua city, the reporting line is very clear. It is the town clerk of the city who will be asked what has happened here. I think that's what I need to make it very clear.
Yeah, who is the overall accounting
Officer of the entity. This issue has been coming up, but the law defines it very clear. So I think going forward, the two divisions need to respect that. This is the senior council, where there are issues at the lower level, we need to consult, and also we need to be guided. On the issue of revenue collection, Section 85 of the Local Government Act clearly provides and gives the mandate for revenue collection to the divisions. And once the divisions collect these revenues, they are expected to share 50-50. It is the division that collects, but these funds are remitted. Now that now we have integrated the revenue administration system where money is collected, it goes to URA. At the end of the month, URA reconciles, submits it to Ministry of Finance, and we are given a cash limit to spend these funds. So, whether the money is when the money is on the system, it clearly indicates how much at the city council, but the taxpayer is from central division. It will reflect on the account of the central division, not the city council.
No.
if there were practices before where there probably there were some collection accounts as provided by the guideline, this has now ended under this regime of IRAS.
Those
Where-
accounts are all closed.
Where all funds are now remitted to URA, and then it becomes in a reverse form, so that these are shared with the divisions. So this is clear, and I think this should not therefore be an issue of debate. I think the confusion and the conflict has previously just been because of the previous guidelines which were there, especially. And I want to agree that when usually there's a bigger project that starts like this, the ministry, even at times the funders, want the city council that is even more experienced to start managing it before to surrender to the lower local council. I think this is where the arrangement was. But I think now the divisions are now, they have grown, they are now men to handle some of these issues. On the issue of subletting, I not show you not, Honorable Speaker, but I want to.
You can put it.
The law, the Market Act 2023, Section 21(8) provides for subletting. I want to put this very clear. But the subletting,
Prior to writing to
the subletting should be with the approval of the allocation committee. You don't just wake up, because I think in all of this thing, what I want to clarify in this council is that, because one of the serious confusion among the public is that some tenants call themselves landlords. I want to put in this meeting that the landlord is the city council. That has powers that reserve all the rights if you have not fulfilled the conditions that are put within the agreement to transfer or even assign this stall or lock up to another person. Even that includes the market. You are not the landlord. The landlord is Arua City Council. So if you were given a lockup, but for the last 1 year you have not paid council revenue, why are you there? These are things, right, Honorable Speaker, I want to thank the committee which was established to look at the issues of the taxi park. You had mentioned that the names were not, but this is a detailed report. Only that you were given recommendations. But the recommendation on each category of tenants who were there in the taxi park has been attached plus the names. Who were the old tenants? The names are there. Who are the new tenants? Who are these sublettees? All of them are there. But for purposes of council, we only bring recommendations. But when it comes to thorough implementation, that's when we shall now go into some of the nitty-gritties of that particular report. Good enough, the senior legal officer is here. It was that's why you find that the recommendations that were captured within that report even hinted to the Market Act. So if you critically read that particular report, then you realize that some of the recommendations council just needed to bless them and say, for example, if the tenant's agreement has already expired and the tenant needed to be notified, we'll say this one as a council, we want to bless it, town clerk, implement. Because those are very clear. Lastly, on the issue of the new committee, this new committee is purely technical. Why technical officers? Because technical officers can be held responsible for their actions, missions, or commissions. Especially if I assign, especially the market master, if he has not done a good job, I can discipline him using the various procedures that are there. However, the political side will be on the supervisory role, so that they're able to see what work these technical officers are doing. So we are going to pick this up to make sure that this committee is being assigned, so that they're able to do their work. What I can therefore lastly say, Right Honorable Speaker, is that yes, this law, the Market Act, came in force, I think on 8th June 2023. And before this Market Act, there were guidelines and other policies, especially the multiple guidelines which I have here, that informed these allocations. But if there are mistakes that were made, this law can now fill a few of the gaps that are there. And therefore, we should not, as we take up the issue of implementation of this new Market Act and other reports, we should not completely water down what has been done previously, but we can build on what has been there. Otherwise, the law cannot also apply retrospectively. The law cannot apply retrospectively. Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker.
Thank you so much. You all took long to make clarifications. However, in the new act, Market Act, there is provision for a local authority. That is there. I thought I read the act very well. So let us consult ourselves in that act.
Right Honorable Speaker, sorry. The last thing I wanted to put very clear is that as we think about implementing this Market Act, we should consult widely. Why have I said we should consult widely? The regulation to this Market Act is not yet out. So even if we talk about establishing an allocation committee, how many, what category of people, these are still not very clear. That's why we will require a lot of consultations in addressing this issue. Thank you very much.
Yeah, but yesterday the legal officer assured us the draft is already in place. For us, we are not going to wait for all this time to be wasted. We want Arua city streets to be clean, and work must be done. We've started ours. Kindly, that office of town clerk, your role now is to liaise with the government to see if you can implement it by constituting the committee. We are given time frame here for us, because we know our city town clerk is important. But this is very good information to us as the council. We thank you. Wanara Sisi, I'm also limiting you. You know, for me, I'm retired. Some few minutes.
You're in charge of the house.
Exactly.
Right Honorable Speaker, and all the members of that house. My name, one more, is Itogol Charles, the RCC, Arua City. Right Honorable Speaker, I would like to thank you in a special way. You know, I've worked in various places, and I've attended quite a number of councils. But the way you are steering this house is the way to go. Congratulations. I would like equally to thank the honorable councillors. The tempo you use for debating shows a lot of maturity in you. You are well informed. Congratulations. In other councils, I very the council in one of the districts, military police, because they will be fighting, throwing chairs here and there. So I congratulate you, my dear honorable members, for the tempo you are using for delivery.
Members, who's standing?
This
This is a lot to you.
I would like to thank the town clerk. He has actually made my days. Because when I came in, the discussion was confusion between divisions and the center. Then I was asking myself, this council does not have the law, they don't consult the law. What does law say? We have the law. And you must adhere to it. Each of you I know has the Local Government Act, we have the Constitution, now we have the Market Act. There shouldn't be any confusion at all. I would like to promise that those prophets of doom who are championing confusion in this city will be crushed. They will be crushed. We have discussed what the Minister of Local Government had assigned us. He categorically told us that they told the Speaker, try to call for emergency council meeting. And this council, the Speaker and the council have been having the keys to the implementation of the strategic directives of the minister and the act. I would like once more, Speaker, to thank you for convening this meeting to discuss and deliberate, and you have approved a number of resolutions. Congratulations. Each of us has a role to do. I would like to assure you, sooner than later, this city will be in order. This market will be in order. That taxi park will be in order. We have the technical people in persons here who are mandated. Whoever will divert, I will charge that person using my codes of law for attempted murder. We will charge with attempted murder because you are digressing away from service delivery. My role purely here is to monitor the implementation of the NRM. That's what all of you are supposed to do. That's what the technical people are supposed to do. So that there is peace, harmony in this city. I bet you we are going to reorganize this city and make it governable so that we are able to govern it properly as councillors. This is a baby city. You must grow it, and you must lay a big foundation through service delivery. We shouldn't pretend. Now the act has come. If you have been in a penumbra, guessing things here and there, now the law is there, and we are going to stick to the law to the dot. My role will be the law. If the law catches you, you will be in trouble with the laws of this country. You have discussed quite a number of things, and the town clerk has added by saying the committee, the allocation committee must be strictly the technical persons. That is it. Because those ones are answerable to me, and they are also answerable to you. Whoever digresses will be in trouble. I would like to request you, dear councillors, you play a very big role in this city, an oversight role. I would like you to act as whistleblowers, so that you are protected by that Whistleblowers Act. You are with the people time and again. Please, if you feel that something is wrong in your area of jurisdiction, come to me. Come to me. I will be inviting some of you for this investigation because you have information that honorable councillor who was installing the tax park was raising issues. The youth was raising issues. Bring those issues to us so that, don't hide them, so that we correct this city. This city is translated not in words, into action as a mighty city of West Nile, a mighty city of this sub-region. So I would like to urge you to work with my office, shoulder by shoulder, such that we sort out the mess that has been there, we clean it up, so that you people will be walking in this city with heads high. Remember that you can imagine His Excellency the President has to come here. Came here on PDM. But the topic was diverted to the market. Not so. So you can imagine, today His Excellency the President, the fountain of honor, to come and help us on issues of the market. Where is the leadership? And yet we have the structures from top to bottom, from bottom to up. That's why we don't continue. Let's put our efforts together. These minor issues can be solved. Let's avoid politics of identity. Avoid the politics of identity if we want to steer this city better than the rest of the city. So the political arm, you have a big role to play. You have a very big role to play. You have a big role to champion by uniting everybody with one agenda on development. How do we develop Arua City? The Arua City we want for the prosperity of this generation now and the future generation. Yesterday, when the act was disseminated by the learned friend, I was very happy because now you have the act. I would like to urge you to read. Get interested in reading. I've read that act, I think, 20 times now, so I have it in my fingertips. You read it, read, so that when you come to me, we are discussing the law, we are discussing the act. Because it's no good for us to come to spend most of the time here discussing outside the law. So, Right Honorable Speaker, I'm very grateful to be here. We are going to work together to make sure that this city is put to order. I say this for God and my country. Thank you.
Thank you so much, honorable members, and those who have sat here since morning. I thank all of you for God and my country. Meeting adjourned.